Champions Ladder finals. So this is Andy's attempt to qualify for season 11, 12, 11, 12,
I think
whatever. So that's what we're doing at the minute. Basically trying to win a string of games with the same group of teams.
Oh, he's only got one mummy. Okay, this will be fun.
Right.
So,
back in a sec. I need to go to the toilet. Someone let me know if he takes a wizard. What's up?
Okay, we'll try and pay attention.
Okay.
So yeah, we're playing. We've got two teams in this competition. One of them's Skaven, which he really didn't want to play with, but they're actually turning out okay. And he's also got these Orcs, who are doing actually surprisingly well.
Yeah, I mean, my mate Phil, who I say moving to his gaff, he played an Orc team on PC. I love those Black Orcs, they're just hard as. And as much as I love watching the rest of the teams, my personal favourite was Chaos.
Oh, I play Chaos in both leagues. I like Chaos. Everybody's got their favourites. I like Chaos.
I know. It's just one of those things, mate. Just whatever takes your preference.
I like
I'm trying to think if any of the lads we know from the EverQuest crowd still play Blood Bowl. Do you remember Terrapin, Steve?
Oh yeah, little gnome wizard. Yeah.
Aye, he used to play. I haven't seen him for a bit. Oh God, who else? Who else has played? I don't think that many of them really came across the Blood Bowl, weirdly enough, because you'd think some of them would, because it's all part of the same thing, isn't it? You know.
Yeah, it's all
kind of interest.
Yeah, it's all part of I mean, my nerve penis is exceptionally long and hard. I'm assuming yours is the same, mate. It's all part of the same thing, as you say.
Yes, exactly that.
But no, unfortunately, ever since I got rid of my PC X amount of years ago, I've not really kept in touch with. I've still got the MA group on Facebook. I don't believe anybody ever posts on it. So no, unfortunately, I've not kept in touch with a lot of the team from days gone by.
I think it's quite loose. I don't think that any of them are playing anything together in any one place. Anyway, that's us having a private conversation, boring the hell out of everybody else. Apologies, folks. Andy, you wanted to say something?
Well, I just wanted to ask. The opponent is French. Astrator, what's the what's he called? His team?
Just tuning in. Let's have a look. Les Banouilles du Blood Bowl. Bunny? Don't know. Astro, we need your help, por favor. Tom Schnizzle says Blood Bowl's banished or Blood Bowl's banned. The band of Blood Bowl. Okay. Intriguing. Banished, I think, would work for me better.
Oh! I just want to ask our guest. By the way, so I quite like pizza. By the way, and it's a bit of a topic for a hot debate. Do you like pizza?
It's not my favourite, but I'll sometimes give it a shot.
Okay. If I was to suggest to you a chicken and tuna pizza, what would you say?
I would say no. If I was going for pizza.
Oh right, okay. That's a shame.
I don't get people that put chicken on pizza. That's like pizza. Chicken.
Oh, Gaz, we're losing you. Is your signal fading, mate?
No, I'm just talking very quietly.
It's like muffled, like you've got your phone upside down, like your mum does sometimes.
Hello, is that any better?
That's loads better.
Right, okay, we're getting rid of this phone case then. No, pizza, no, not a huge fan, but when I do, chicken's not really on the menu. Well, why would you possibly want to put chicken on a pizza?
Because he's a madman. Nobody, and we've asked hundreds of people over the last few months, what do you think of chicken and tuna pizza? And most reactions are something variation of pass a bucket.
Yeah, KFC bucket. No, it's just not a thing. It's just not the done thing. That's how I look at it.
We've got half a dozen folks from Italy that watch this show, and we've actually had a strongly worded letter from the Italian ambassador objecting to the bastardisation of one of their national treasured dishes. It's gotten quite serious.
Oh dear. Well, sucks to be Italian then.
Well, that's why these Orcs, who are, the team is called Chicken and Tuna. That's why they're playing this particularly attractive strip. I don't know if you can. Can you see the game happening at all? Or are you just in the vocal Discordy bit?
I'm in the vocal Discordy bit. I have no idea how to actually go and look at the game.
I shall tell you later. I think if you've got one phone, you can't do both at the same time easily.
Right. I'll sort it out later, mate.
Have you know Amazon have got their own streaming software called Twitch TV. Have you ever heard of that?
I have heard of it, yes.
That's what most gamers use to stream. Oh, passive removal, well done. That's what most gamers use to stream games as we do. So what the audience is looking at is mostly the pitch and what Andy's doing, but down one side there's a load of dialogue that they can type and ask questions and make statements like chicken and tuna pizza isn't a front wall, it's good and holy, that kind of stuff. So.
Yes, I wonder, I'm pretty sure I've got Twitch on my Xbone. I'm absolutely positive I've got it on my Xbone. Let's have a look. Perhaps you can ask your lovely audience if they know if Twitch is actually a feature on the old Xbox.
I wouldn't be surprised. Can you watch Twitch on Xbox, fellas? There you go, mate. Do you see that link? HTTPS www.twitch.tv/Andy Darvo. So if you're in Twitch, you just search Andy Darvo and you get there.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll see. Goddamn Xbox! I'm too old for this shit. Oh dear.
Oh mate, I get a lot of crap for can't make technology work, which I think is unfair. Unfair, really. That I was there. I managed to get all sorts of stuff to work with my new phone. I was mirroring onto the telly a phone call with my mum, which I thought was a fantastic leap in technology. What they can do these days is amazing.
I know. This is my very first top of the range smartphone. It's absolutely brilliant. But you know, I was approaching all sorts of young children to ask them how it works.
Careful.
And please give attention to that. I said, I was all innocent, mate. But what are you going to do?
Oh, hold on. You need the Twitch app or the browser on Xbox would do it. Yeah, Twitch is an app on a lot of smart devices. So I don't know if I don't have an Xbox myself. So I don't know. But yeah, it's that.
I'll have a look.
Doesn't matter for this purpose. The main thing was just to sort of say hello and stuff, really.
Well, that's cool, but it's always nice to see what's actually happening.
Well, a lot of the joy is seeing what the audience have got to say. Question been asked: have you ever had haggis pakoras?
Yes, I actually have.
I didn't know that was a thing.
They're actually they've upgraded from deep fried Mars bars up here now. They're now doing deep fried cream eggs. That's like the gourmet edition for people who live in the nicer parts of Glasgow.
Well, didn't Gordon Ramsay recently add that to his menu? In his he's got a restaurant in Glasgow, doesn't he?
I'm pretty sure he does. I mean, they were so good they actually stopped swearing for a little bit. You know, we thought he might have turned English, but there you go.
Tilby says there's nice parts in Glasgow. Yes, it's called Edinburgh, mate.
No, it's not.
Well, everybody assumes Trainspotting was Glasgow, but it bloody wasn't, was it? That Edinburgh.
No. I mean, Trainspotting was all about Edinburgh junkies.
Exactly. So people think Edinburgh's all shortbread and castles. Oh no.
No, no. You can actually go on the Skag tour of Edinburgh. Somebody actually did that a while back. They would basically take you around in a tatted up minicab around all the places where they used to score, with lots of hilarious tales of heroin fueled hijinks. But I think it was put stop to because people were just not pleased with it.
It doesn't start off with a little run down a street and then you trip over a Ford Sierra coming out of a side street, no?
No, see, that's the thing where Trainspotting got it wrong. We're all fat alcoholics up here. We don't run that fast.
He did look quite light on his heels, didn't he, Obi-Wan Kenobi? He was pretty quick.
He did, yes. Look, there we go. Fucking. Apparently, I've got this fucking thing owned at launch. There we go. He did, yeah. Old Ewan. He's pretty old these days. Apparently, they're doing a reboot, not a reboot, a standalone Star Wars film with him.
Oh, and is he in it, is he?
Yeah, well, I hope so. It's called Kenobi, so who knows. Right, search channels. We're looking for Andy Devo.
I tell you what, though, I thought he was very unlucky not to beat that boxer a few months ago.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, did you see that? They got Ewan McGregor to come and fight some retired boxer, and it was like all over, pay-per-view TV, and he didn't win. It was, but then I didn't think he would. He wasn't allowed to bring his lightsaber out. It was really unfair.
Yeah, well, some of his co-stars who have appeared, when he's doing his nudie bits, in film, he does have a very impressive lightsaber. Here we go. Right, watching the live stream now.
Oh, you've got it. Oh, fantastic. Say hello or something so we can see your name.
Just remember to mute the stream, otherwise it feedback.
Right, well, apparently I can't actually chat about this channel. I have to sign in. No, fuck off. I'm doing that later.
Oh, yeah, that's no bother. It's a email address and a username. It's piss. You'll
there's something we didn't do. We've not had. Can we have today's? Can we do today's promotion? Just one.
Swedish Salt says Ron McGregor. No. It was definitely McGregor. I can't remember the name of the boxer. The promotion of what? The YouTubes. I've done that already, mate.
Oh, have we?
Yeah, I did that when the canoe lot arrived.
Oh, okay. I don't think anyone followed.
Everybody who's watching, can you do us a favour? Can you follow this link, which is YouTube's, and just hit subscribe? It doesn't cost you out. Would you help us out? Pretty please. Thanks very much. And I'll post it here in a sec.
It was Mayweather versus McGregor, but it was the wrong Mayweather.
No, it wasn't. It was a boxer. It's definitely.
Yeah, but it's the wrong one, wasn't it?
Yeah, Ewan McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather. There you go. You had Liam Neeson come along, give him a hand.
I may not.
You have got a particular set of skills, That. It wasn't. It was him out of Train Spotting. Don't spoil it. Torben Pedersen has just subscribed to that which cannot be mentioned. Thank you very much, Torben.
Replay. Thank you very much. It's all worthwhile. The whole stream was worthwhile now.
Conor McLeod. It could have been Conor McLeod. No, you're thinking of Flash Gordon there, mate. With Sean Connery and Sam. What's his face?
L. Jackson.
Yeah.
Fuck me, did I get a film reference?
No, that was Sam Jones as Flash Gordon.
We'll roll with it. We're getting it deliberately wrong just so that Andy gets really confused,
What? You deliberately get things wrong to confuse me?
No. Yes.
Jesus Christ. I don't stand a chance, do I?
No. Ricardo Ferdinand. Wasn't he partnered up with Wayne Messi? I think he might have been. Oh, sorry, Dougie. Yeah,
Replay.
sorry, Diog. Zunkbot's just posted what I've just. But that was coincidence. Zunkbot's on he's like a security guard. He just does the rounds, and occasionally, he'll pass by every hour or two. That was pure coincidence. Heike Halama, thank you very much indeed for following us on the YouTubes.
Yes, thank you very much.
Aratak says Wayne was very messy with the grannies. He got into a lot of bother with that, didn't he? People seem to have let him off there, which I think's a bit generous. Do you remember that when Wayne Rooney's had some sort of granny prostitute in his Bentley Continental? I think he was on a night out with John Terry, wasn't he? Something like that.
I do remember that. That was both hysterical and disturbing.
Well, they went round to Hugh Grant or something. Something like that. I can't remember. But,
I remember the fallout from after it, where the lady in question hired Max Clifford to try and improve her image, just to say that, no, she wasn't actually shagging him. She was just a receptionist at the brothel. So, yeah, okay, love.
Just good friends.
Yeah.
Marsam says, wasn't Ricardo Ferdinand that lad out of Wrath of Khan? No, you're thinking of the bloke on off Fantasy Island with the little fellow, Boss, it's to play in that.
Ricardo Montalban.
Yeah. John Terry had an affair with Wayne Rooney, says Astrator. That must have been an eye-opener. It's 2018, lads. I went on an inclusion course this week. I did me e-learning. So, it's all fine. That's you do you, or somebody else, as long as it's not hurting anyone. Why not? Ganners would like to see Highlander with Sam Jones, and it would probably be even better, wouldn't it?
Well, he'd probably do a better Scottish accent.
Well,
he was supposed to be Spanish. That was the problem, wasn't it?
Diog, I've no idea. Completely lost at this point.
Astrator, I know. I'm just messing. You don't hear about Wayne Bridge anymore, though, do you? He's probably run off with John Terry for comfort and succour.
Ooh.
Well, Aardvac, as long as you've got your safe word.
Not so much pay, you can get coupons.
I don't know if you listened to Radio 5 ever, but on the way to work on Thursday, it was about lunchtime, they're interviewing these lads who are part of the puppy scene. Apparently it's a load of folks who dress up as puppies. Apparently.
Got puppy in the chat? Or is that a different spelling?
No, I mean, canines.
Oh.
Is this for some particular reason, or just because it's, the hipster thing to do?
I think it was a little bit on... It was on the back of the furry thing, and I don't mean literally, though maybe. Not for furries, Aratak, furries, but these were specifically puppies, and that one of the blokes they had was Mr. Puppy UK this year. Very proud of that he won. So yeah. Dynamo Des says last time Zunk did e-learning, it was at a Geordie rave in the 90s. Well, look, when I was a kid, we used to play video games like Pac-Man, where you'd just be in a sort of a darkened area, stamping around, eating pills and listening to repetitive music. So the 90s weren't really much of a change in that respect, were they? I don't think that one quite worked, did it? I know what I meant. How's the game going anyway?
Not so bad.
Have you had much of a chat with your opponent? Have you said hello?
No, he's French, so he doesn't really understand me.
Well, That doesn't mean he can't understand you. He might.
No. He is French and he doesn't speak English. That's not my racism.
Oh, I see.
That actually that's factual.
Yeah, I was about to have to apologise to half a dozen people there real quick, but you all right, you qualified it. That's fine. That's fine. Ramaset, high five, buddy. Oh yeah, Hobley, I've got to introduce you to Ramaset, TV legend and Hollywood star, we know him.
Okay.
Ramaset's in films and stuff.
What type of films are we talking about?
Well, he knows Kiefer Sutherland.
Well, who doesn't? Hello?
Hello?
Something, my phone just did something.
I get that a lot, mate. Just turn it off and turn it back on again, or turn it round and it'll be fine, probably.
Yeah, there we go. That's it, it's all back up and running now. Aha!
Diog says Zunk butchering my in real life name on stream. What, Diog? How do you say Diog? I've heard Sage say it and he says Diog as well.
I was about to say, oh Diog there. Oh Diog. It just went wrong.
I'm picturing how Sage says Diog. Because that's how I learned Filenich. Because you go and watch Sage's vids and he says it and it's that. So yeah. Are you going to get the ball all right here?
It's going to be hard work.
Oh dear, the red lights have come on. Look out, Frank, you're right, there's an Andy joke. Stand well back, everybody, this one might go anywhere.
Fucking hell. I think that was...
It's like setting off fireworks in the back of a car, you know. It seemed like a good idea at the time, but then suddenly, you know, you've got a whole world of pain on your hands, haven't you?
Oh, behave.
Just saying.
Some of my jokes are funny.
Yes, yeah, we wrote that one down last August, didn't we? Save it for later.
It's not fair.
Ramos said, "What's tying you down? Which joke was funny?" It demands answers.
Anyway, apparently Nike's giving away 5,000 free pairs of shoes to celebrate its 55th anniversary. Get your free shoes at http://nike.com/free shoes. I don't think that's true.
Are you just reading out emails now? Has it come to that?
Mm-hmm.
Hold on. Hi, my name is Lolita. I've always just clicked here. This. Oh no.
I tried.
What have I got? WeBuyAnyCar.com. Update your valuation in seconds. Well, no, because then you ring me and go, "Can we buy your car for half its value?" And you go, "No, shut off." We've already done the one about would you like a BMW 5 Series, and then they revealed how much they wanted for it, so that was ruined.
My dodges didn't work.
It's not fair, is it?
No.
You still with us, Gaz?
Yeah, I'm engrossed in this game at the moment.
It's gripping, isn't it? Gripping.
It's that's just pure violence. I love it. Oh.
Well, you see what I mean, that sometimes we talk about the game rather than it being exclusively. Aratark says, Zunk, Lolita might be a bad lass to talk to unless you want a yew tree in your garden. Yeah, there's that risk. I don't bother with those.
Yew trees? What do you want a yew tree for?
Well, there was that poor lad who apparently was heir to a fortune, and all he needed was £10,000 to be able to get his money, you know, on shore. So if we could just help him out, he'd give us $20,000. That seemed quite a good deal. I haven't heard from him recently. I'll have to chase that up.
Oh.
Marsam says still better love story than Twilight. Marsam, I've come up with better love stories than Twilight after I've been to the toilet after a particularly big curry the previous evening, mate. It's not difficult, is it? You know that theory that if you get an infinite amount of chimpanzees with an infinite amount of typewriters in a room, eventually they'll come up with a work of Shakespeare? I think they tried the same thing with Twilight, but only actually laid in about half a dozen monkeys, and that's what they come up with. So we can't be surprised, can we?
I'm still waiting for the Twilight Buffy crossover so we get a happy ending.
6 monkeys 1 week, Twilight, bash, first draft. Ramaset, did you get offered a part in that film? I'm guessing that you did, but you turned it down, and I respect you for that. So what's happening at the moment is that your opponent is basically hoping that Yon Ghoul is just going to trot off down and score full potato. He might do it, actually, mightn't he? What do you think?
He might.
Have you got any cunning plans to try and stop him doing this, or?
Not really.
Ramaset left the burning script of Twilight in the producer's office, and he hasn't heard back from Hollywood since. Well, all of them? Oh, no. Verdurgan says, come on, don't insult the monkeys. You can just imagine, you know, sort of Chico sat there with his head in his hands, you know, despondently rejecting the banana sat beside him going, what have I done?
50 Shades of Grey wasn't that bad, was it?
What? She's not in earshot, is she?
Yeah.
I said, are you growing a vagina or something?
Oh, right. No single man will have seen that film. You only see that if either you have to because she's made you, or it's an investment in the future. Frank's speculating that Twilight was written only by one monkey, but he did have a smartphone with predictive text. I can believe that, actually, Frank. Yeah, you might be onto something there. I'm constantly amazed about the predictive text on my smarty phone.
Oh dear.
Verdurgan says if you translate Twilight into sign language for monkeys, they'd just laugh at you for being stupid. They'd probably just throw stuff, wouldn't they?
Okay, I think he's going to score here.
I think he's going to score here.
Well, based on my experience from EverQuest and World of Warcraft, when things are going bad, fake a disconnect.
I'm not allowed.
You can't. It's on. The video evidence is there and damning. And in this competition, if you went down that would count as a concession, and you can only have a few concessions before the hoy out to stop that kind of shenanigans.
Oh dear.
Dr. Nick says there was an image going around of the Harry Potter chapter written by an artificial intelligence. Well, Harry Potter was quite popular. It's on shaky ground, sort of being too harsh about J.K. What's the fuck chops, isn't it? You know, a lot of people like Harry Potter, but Twiglet was just terrible. I think I was going out with the last when the first one came out, so I have seen that one, and that was a favour. It really was. Deog says, people assume that just because pi's decimals don't repeat, and there's infinitely many of them, they'll have all number combinations eventually, but neither of those conditions guarantee that. They could be both true, even if... Deog, what the hell have you been reading? This is very complicated. Even if pi's decimals didn't ever contain the digit 7, for example. I'll not sleep tonight pondering that. Thanks, mate. Oh, Dr. Nick's linked the Harry Potter AI thing. Save that for later. Thank you, Dr. Nick.
Yeah, just as long as it doesn't turn out to be Harry Potter / fiction, because that's just deeply disturbing.
What, is that not what you expected?
Yeah, it's at least up until the 7th film when Hermione's actually old enough to go, oh, yeah.
Oh, I've reached that annoying time where I'm a bit peckish, but it's a bit too close to bedtime to actually justify having a meal. Are you going to turn this round into a win, do you think? Or has this one got draw written all over it?
I don't know. We haven't caused any damage whatsoever, which is a real shame. But then we've not really been able to do a lot with the piling on guy. I don't know.
Well, you've had dirty player zombies been sent off, but that's about all, really, isn't it?
Yeah. For God's sake.
Oh, no. Song's been chinned.
He's going to be able to stall this out till turn 8, I think. Well, in fact, he's going to stall this out until turn 8, because that's what's going to happen.
Sorry, Astrotour. Verdegan says, Deog, would infinite number of millennials produce any work of value if you removed their phones? I tell you what did hammer home is that with the young guys and gals that I'm doing this training with at the minute, they're in love with the telephones. I mean, it's like they're glued to their hands and that their eyes can't leave them. You know, it's really quite scary. God bless them.
Yeah, well, there might be a meme on Facebook that they'll miss, you know. How can you live without that opportunity to like a piece of shit with a cute little kid in it?
Oh, well, since we've been started streaming, I've had to learn all about GIFs and memes and all that. Yeah. Dieg's not a math magician. Just for you, Fellaini. Just for you. Ramaset says it's the fault of the parents for putting literally addictive devices in the hand of immature brains. Do you think it was born of the growth of DVDs so that childcare became plonk kid in front of DVD player and just let them watch, you know, Shrek or whatever on repeat indefinitely, so you didn't actually have to do anything with them? That I think there must be some cause and effect going on there. I mean, we didn't have video games when we were kids. We went outside, didn't we?
I know. I mean, I helped my sister, right, when raising my nephews. They're now 30-year-old, and we never had all that. I just had to plunk them down in front of a copy of Predator and Terminator when they were like 10, and they were quite happy. You wouldn't get that.
Culture.
Yeah.
Philanic says no different from parents exposing kids to alcohol and nicotine in the 60s and 70s. Nicotine maybe, but not really alcohol so much. I wouldn't have said. And it's not like the kids today haven't embraced alcohol. Dear God. I mean, we'd go out and have quite a few pints and get a bit merry. And kids today are sort of knocking back half a bottle of vodka before they even leave the house. Hardcore. Marsam says, when I was a kid, life was in black and white. You're not a million miles off, mate. We did have colour telly, but it only because coincidence. Black and white telly was still a thing. Yeah, for sure. White telly was shite. I mean, I remember. Do you remember when they launched Channel 4? And you thought, cracking a fourth channel, and they're going to have a film on every day. You know, it was big bloody news, that. Channel 4, fantastic.
Yeah, then you ended up with crap like Terry Christian and The Word.
Oh, God, yeah, that was bad news, wasn't it?
Yeah, very bad.
Terry Christian. What happened to Terry Christian? I mean, Cheggers, dead. Terry Christian, still alive. Where's the justice?
I know.
Yeah, well, I mean, back when I was a kid, if parents, plunk the kids down and give them a tablet, it was like Junior Disprin, not bloody Apple iPad.
Yeah, but we weren't such pussies when we were kids. I mean, they used to go out and actually play, and you get home, with a sprained knee and a broken arm, and get told to shut it and go on with it. And these days, it's like, oh no, it's looking a bit wet. You can't go out today. Just sit in front of your Xbox then.
Yeah, youth of the day.
Kids today.
Get on your own end. You'll have the windows in. Yeah, I can't wait to be in my 60s and 70s so I can wander around shaking my fist at the young'uns.
Aye, I do that these days, mate. It's the thing that they come up with. Hey, man, I'll Facebook you. It's like, you're fucking better not, or I'll slap you in the dish.
Well, we've got a FaceTube page, right? And they'll take the piss that it's like out of date, and it's like, what? It's cutting edge technology, this Facebook. Andy was wanting to promote the MySpace, and I had to stop him and said, no, they'll crucify us, man. Marsam, that's right, they did. When they first launched Channel 4 and they got bugger all adverts, they did play music in between, didn't they? God, yeah. Well, when was it? Early 80s that Channel 4 rocked up? I want to say 84, something like that. And as if by magic, Zunkbot promotes the Facebook page. Zunkbot, I tell you what, it's reached sentience. Andy turns on the stream and Zunkbot goes, "What are you doing, Andy? This is most irregular." Artark says, "Zunk, you guys still use the BBS for advertising?" ? I've no idea, mate, honestly. The whole streaming end of things happens at Andy's end, and because I'm effectively subbed, I never see it. Andy, do we have adverts on the channel?
Mm-hmm.
Do we?
But not deliberate.
They're nice.
I don't know. They're not deliberate adverts. They just appear. Are they horrendous?
By itself. I don't know. What do you think, fellas? Oh, it was 1982 for Channel 4. Oh, I was close. Pablo says, today's kids is a combination of availability of technological devices that work constantly, more hours put by women at work, then less time spent with the kids, and mostly obliterating a great institution of grandparents and neighbours who could watch your kids when you're at work. That's actually quite a sensible and well-argued point, Pablo. I feel humbled. Yes, fair enough. BBSs still. What? Go on, give us a clue. What are BBSs? Because when I was interested, BBS was sort of wheels you wanted on your hot golf. Oh, got one. kind of. Oh, BBS is a bulletin board system. I'm none the wiser, really. So bulletin board systems are forums. Yeah, okay, yeah, get that. Happy with forums. You use those for a while. So what's that got to do with adverts? Oh, I don't understand. Doesn't matter, does it? How you bearing up, Andy? You've gone all quiet.
Yeah, that's alright. It's not going very well. Bit disappointed in terms of we've just removed bugger all.
Oh, right, okay. Before internet's BBS, okay. Well, to be honest, when the internet rocked up, and I know a lot of you'll remember this. I want to say early to mid '90s. I went round to my mate Tony's, and we used to play games by sticking a LAN cable between two PCs and see if we could get it to work. And he was at the dining table, hunched over the PC, and I said, "Well, what you got there, mate?" He said, "Oh, it's the internet." I said, go on then, give us a look. And he's like got a picture of a flower or something, and it's like downloading line by line. And after about 5 minutes, we got a bit bored, and it was like, was that it? Yeah. What else can you do? See what the weather is. We could look out the window. Went, this is rubbish. This will never catch on, will it? Well, Dayok says he doesn't have the internet at home till like 2004. But, I mean, much before 2000, the internet was dial-up and billed at, by the minute. So it wasn't like folks were on the internet all the time, and the speed was so terrible with dial-up modems that you probably weren't going to stream very much. There was the odd bit of stuff, but there wasn't that much to do. Yeah, internet porn with thumbnails. It was, wasn't it? But yeah, the internet. Isn't it marvellous now?
Mighty Blow just absolutely not doing a thing this game.
Blackseed wants to know about more about the olden days. What else? Steep so says we're forgetting about muds. No, he used to play a mud in the 90s. He used to play Gemstone, but then, and this was Terrapin got us into this hobbly. I went round to Terrapin's house, and he was, "Have you seen this? What's this?" And he says, "Well, it's like Gemstone, but look at this. It's got pictures." Bloody EverQuest, wasn't it? So. But do you remember EverQuest 1 when it first came out? It wasn't full screen. You actually played in a window with a big grey border with all the writing around the edge and that. So yeah, that. But at the time, that was revolutionary. I mean, folks were not that long ago been playing Dungeon Master on the Atari ST and thinking that was pretty cool. Steep Zoid still plays EverQuest. Oh, it's still going. The EverQuest 2 never really worked, though, did it? Did you ever play EverQuest 2, Hobley?
I did not, mate. I was kind of burnt out on MMOs at that point. I just could not be arsed. Then World of Warcraft came along, and that was that theory kicked into touch. But no, EQ2, I had a mate that played it, and he was describing it to me, and I said, nah, this doesn't sound the same, mate.
It weren't the same. It was prettier, obviously, but where they were knackered is that Warcraft rocked up and just basically nicked all the customers. So EQ2 just died on its arse.
Aye. I think EQ is actually free to play these days.
I've not gone back, as fond memories of it was good at the time, but it'll be one of them things that I don't want to sort of see it how it actually is with modern experience and go, actually it's a bit shit, you know.
Yeah.
Well, Tilby, Dark Age of Camelot, Tilby's mentions, that was particularly good, and whilst it wasn't massively successful, it got a very loyal following, and they're about to release in the next year or two. There's a new game coming out, Camelot Unchained, that's by the same lads that did Dark Age of Camelot, so that's one to watch. Fakers fondly remembering Ultima Online. I know what it is. I didn't play it myself, as I was playing a text-based one, Gemstone, and then went straight to EverQuest in. It must have been when it first came out. I think EverQuest was like late 1998, and I missed maybe the first couple of months, then got into it. But that's where Zunk came from. That I was sat in Ogok making my ogre warrior, and wanted to call him Gunk because like he only had one ear and there's green stuff coming out of it. But that was taken, so I just faffed around until came up with something that sounded vaguely like the sort of thing two loving parents would call their ogre progeny, and that was it. Tilbis likes EVE Online. It seems a very long-term proposition, though, EVE Online. That you've got to have been doing it for ages to really get anywhere. Is that me misinterpreting it?
I think you're right there, mate. There's a lad I play some Xbox with. He's a big EVE Online player on PC. He's been doing it for years and he took a little break. But what he was telling me is you have to be absolutely ruthless when you're playing EVE Online. Otherwise, it's basically kill or be killed. And that to me is not something I wanted to get into, so I kind of gave it a miss.
It does sound quite hard work. Larkstar loved EverQuest with his kiting shaman. Well, you were a paladin, weren't you? In EverQuest, dwarf paladin.
Yes, I was the she-male dwarf paladin
with beard.
With beard. It depends on what graphics set you went to, because when they switched over to the new graphics set, my machine wasn't powerful enough, so I didn't bother. And on the old graphics set that I was sticking with, probably didn't have a beard. But if you're playing with the new graphics, you saw her with a beard.
Well, he had a hat on most of the time, so you couldn't really tell.
Yeah, that's true. I did spend most of my time just painting armour dyes on everyone anyway.
Well, that was where we came up with Autumn Grape. Do you remember Autumn Grape?
Yes, I do.
It's like electric purple that you just kept faffing around with the infinitely adjustable colour palettes. I tried to sell Andy on Autumn Grape for Dark Elves, but I don't think it really took off. But yes, we invented Autumn Grape.
We did. We should. Yeah. To be honest, it sounds like a flavour of some soft drink. I think we said at the time.
Well, it was haute couture, wasn't it? I mean, we were the envy of the whole of what was it called? What was the world called? Something Aroth.
Norath.
Norath, that was it.
Yes. Because I remember the time just after the armour dyes came out, and we tried to get the whole of the guild to go colour coded with their armour based on what role they had. Clerics were green.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when it came down to the warriors, we wanted yellow and black so that we could, stand out, and nobody would go for it. It's one of my dreams I've yet to realise, is to see an entire guild colour coded depending on their role.
Elenic remembers hardcore progression raiding in WoW. Well, we did that too, but I'd say there was nothing quite like the EverQuest raids for hard. I mean, getting 120 people into the same place for about 7 hours that could start any time of the day or night. And we had to beat the Swedish lads to it. Do you remember Odyssey Guild?
Yeah.
We had to get there first. What was the name of that place? Was it Temple of Vishan, where all the dragons were? And we had Brett, the head monk, trying to separate 3 dragons into ones. And it's like, and you would like sat there for like 2 hours waiting for it to kick off.
Yeah, that was a pain in the ass because you're wondering what the fuck is the officer going up to here. You know, can we just not get a raid underway?
There was a lot of sitting about, and then everybody would wipe, and you had to drag them all one by one, get all the corpses back.
Except for Dansker, who had fallen asleep.
What the fuck am I doing? What the fuck am I doing?
Dansker.
Who was the bard who got stuck in
that was
it.
Dansker. He gets stuck inside the jar and the Shra temple.
What the fuck am I doing?
That's still on the Facebook page. Somebody dug that out.
Yeah, I've still got that somewhere. That's pretty cool.
Co-streamer's gone silent. What? You, Andy?
That's because you two are talking. I haven't got any chance of wording edgeways.
Sorry, carry on.
I haven't got anything to say.
No, join in. So
No.
Just reminiscing. Folks wanting to hear about the old days. We'll talk about something else now.
No.
Yeah, I think mentally Andy's just playing the Rocky theme in his head just to psych himself up for turning this game around.
Oh, this is going not very well at all.
He's got to dig deep, hasn't he?
Oh, dig deep.
You need Mel Gibson with a Braveheart speech, Andy. That'd sort you right out. All Lockman says, Andy, tell us about Necron. Sounds smashing.
It's Necron. The thing I liked about it was, if anyone ever played Star Wars Galaxies, it was not really like that, actually. That's a pretty bad analogy. What was it like? I guess the most important bit about it was that it was a first-person shooter. So if you couldn't aim, you couldn't hit stuff. And so the PvP was all... oh dear, that's unfortunate. Was all based on player skill, not like in World of Warcraft or... Oh, got one.
Got one. Oh, time for the moment.
Regen. Or any of the other games where you just click on a character and it automatically hit. It was really important that you could actually aim and shoot and stuff. And so skill was... A player with a 3/4 level character could beat a top level character, sort of level 45 in Warcraft versus a level 60 character in Warcraft, if the player at level 45 was insanely good. So that's what I really, really, really liked about that game. That player skill won out over absolutely everything else. And it was good.
Audience have got a few questions. Frank wants us to talk about pre-decimalisation. Frank, shut off. Even we don't remember pre-decimalisation. Honest, my pocket money was always in decimal.
Dave's still got some groats down the back of his couch.
Aye. Well, it's a rainy day and all that. Gibrasol asks, with all the talk of EverQuest, did you ever try Project 1999? Oh, I don't know. Don't know that one.
I've seen the website for it, but I have no idea what it's about because my work doesn't actually allow me to go onto that site. It's quite disappointing.
Dulce says his elves are 701. Do I make a mad dash for the champ ladder? You've got time, Dulce. You've got a couple of weeks. Sod it. Why not, mate? Fant Fox, good evening. How the devil are you? Alllocken says, when was this game? Early 2000s. What, Necron? Necrocon. When was it, Andy?
Yeah, early 2000s. think we're going to be playing for a draw here, sadly. I feel really dirty.
Well, Warcraft, when it first came out, was very closely inspired by EverQuest. I mean, no question. And the first reaction from most of the lads we played EverQuest with was it's a bit simplified. But then EverQuest was bloody brutal as a game. It was unforgiving in the extreme. But then Vanilla Warcraft is way more demanding and difficult and hardcore than what the folks are playing now. And I think that's why a lot of the original Warcraft players eventually, bit by bit, sort of just petered out and went, this isn't for me. You know, I've been clean from Warcraft since 2008. Larkstar says many people remember Ultima Online. What, Lord British and all that? Well, that was arguably one of the grandfathers of the MMO genre. There are others that can stake a claim, but Ultima Online was one of the first with, you know, little stickman graphics bibbling about. That was pretty good. Well, Lockman was just starting university when WoW came out. I mean, you know, WoW was good fun. I did like it. I'd never hate on Warcraft. I've no interest in playing it anymore, but I enjoyed it at the time. And, I mean, as Hobley will tell you, because of the lads we played EverQuest with, you know, some of them married each other, and we still know a lot of them now, even though we don't actually play any games together. I mean...
I'm sorry, which lads from EverQuest married each other? Do tell.
Wow.
Oh, do you remember that lass who looked like she'd got wooden teeth? Who did she marry? And then there was Elodie and Raleigh married each other.
Yes.
Yeah, and Andy and Samantha, they married each other. Yeah.
I've seen their pictures on the old Facebook with their kids. God, Andy hasn't aged well.
It's got a lot of kids buzzing about. I went to the wedding, mate.
Oh, nice.
Right. Well, Lockman says, Jesus, aren't you know how to give a compliment? I'm not being unkind. It's really how she was kind of known. Oh, what was she called? I can't remember now. I have met her. She didn't really have wooden teeth. She just had quite not white prominent teeth, and they were prominent.
Was it Bindi?
Oh God, you know, I think it was.
Oh yeah. The
chances of them ever hearing us describe it as such is about zero. But let's stop now, because that's really quite an unkind thing to say, isn't it? But yes, it was.
Yes.
Mew, good evening. How are you doing? Mew says, good evening, ladies, gentlemen, and attack helicopters. Murloc Joe's not with us today. I think he's patrolling the skies over Norway, keeping them safe. We've got one of the lads who streams and also pops by regularly. Murloc Joe is an attack helicopter pilot for the Norwegian Air Force. Very, very glamorous. Adja Crooks says Vanilla WoW was a great game for its day, but compared to now, it's inferior in almost every way. It's much less polished and less balanced, but it was harder. It felt to me that Warcraft was going very much that you basically just got to turn up, where's my rewards, whereas originally at least you had to sweat a bit, you know. Dare I hint, got one.
I think I'm the same as you, mate. I would never go back to it. It was nice for its time. But I do enjoy going and looking at YouTube videos of, both WoW and EverQuest, the high-end raids. But it's a very specific type of video I look for, and that's where someone ninja loots and they all go spastic across TeamSpeak. Those are hilarious.
Well, EverQuest, most of the loot was droppable, wasn't it? Or a lot of it was. So, but then they started no-drop loot. It was one of them swords in the temple with all the snakes that was... you had the Blade of Carnage, but that was droppable. And then you had the other one that wasn't. And that was... and there'd be huge scandals. Did you hear about so-and-so in What's-It Guild did this? Who stole my cloud song? Exactly that.
I remember in Warcraft, there was that in Molten Core. I was playing a warlock and the Azura Song Mage Blade plus 40 spell power. I remember that thinking, oh my god, wow, what an item, incredible. Then of course what happened was at level 70 every fucker had a Azura Song Mage Blade, but I do remember it at the time, it being incredible.
Well, you remember doing the epics in both EverQuest and Warcraft. I remember doing the Hunter epic in Warcraft was proper hard, and the warrior ones in EverQuest. You know, it would take months of really consolidated effort to do it.
Aye, I mean, I think the thing with EverQuest, everyone went for the cleric epic for every cleric in your guild. You know, God, you had to. But what pissed me off about the whole epic situation was they weren't all of the same difficulty level.
Well, some of them weren't that hard, but also some of them weren't that useful. That the warrior epic was largely pointless.
Yeah. Like the shaman epic, my shaman was level 44 when I got that because it could be multi-quested.
Aye, whereas all the others, it was get 100 people to spend 6 hours to do one of 10 steps.
Yeah. And I never got my paladin epic, the old fiery avenger, until, oh my god, where was it? It was well past Scars of Velius. What was the one that came after Velius? Was it Pop? Planes of Power?
I did do that, but our guild had largely split up by then. I did that with a different guild.
Yeah.
Shadows of Doom, I joined.
Yeah, I just think it was that was me. That was one of my proudest achievements, was finally getting the old fiery avenger. I don't care how outdated it was. It was awesome, just showing up with your big fiery sword in your hand and being able to out tank warriors. You know, paladin looking for group, sword the warriors.
Yeah, it was a good time. Oh, Mio says, is he on the list? Hang on, let's have a look. You're actually on 2 teams. You're a line rat on the Skaven. You are the Star Blitzer on the Kislev team, and you also appear towards the end of the list when you've been re-added again. So you are on the list 3 times, buddy. Though 2 of them have actually, you know, your numbers come up.
Score. I need to put someone so I can blitz.
Dr. Nick says he's still alive. Dr. Nick, you are slot 159. So you're on it. It just might take a while. Oh, and you're slot 112. Dr. Nick, I don't know why you're on twice. I'll get rid of the new one. So, yeah, 112, mate. And we're up to about 70-ish, so take 70 off that. What they're asking about, Hobley, is viewers, if they want to be on the teams, we name players after them. That's what we're doing. Diog, you're quite near the top, mate. You're 92, and we're up to about 70-ish. Albion Online. I think I've seen that one. Somebody was playing it. Oh God, what the hell was the name of the worst one I've ever played? Oh God, it was 2002-ish, and it was sort of set in sort of a far future. Oh God, what was it called?
Play for the win.
Anarchy Online. Dear God, that was terrible. Nick asked about Rock Mining Simulator 2017. Well, yeah, that's what Lupac's doing, isn't it? Mining Simulator. What's that called? That's right, that's Albion. That's it, isn't it? That's the one. I knew I'd heard of Albion. That's right. Forgotten about that. Did you play Anarchy Online, Cat Lama? You know what I mean? That on release, it was absolutely terrible. But apparently it did continue. How? Christ knows. Because nobody would pay for it. Well, it was so buggy and laggy, and I mean, just unplayably bad. Oh, Killjoy's won his Rebel game 3-0 and won the OCC 2-0. Killjoy, you're unstoppable. Warhammer Online, that was quite good, but yeah, they rushed it out, didn't they? Diog says Anarchy Online. Yeah, no, it's this. Hang on. That. But that word is anarchy. You're just messing with me, Diog, I know, man.
Well, I did have the privilege of playing PlanetSide 2 just the other day. My God, my reflexes have gone down. I've gotten old.
I'm still outfit leader of Better Red Than Dead. Well,
really?
I'm co-leader. There's 3, and I keep saying to the others, "Look, lads, I've not played for ages," but they're cool with it. But yeah, Planet Star's still plugging along. It's I used to be well into it. I mean, oh God, kill death ratio nearly 4, I think. And for a while, me and my pal had more kills in a Zephyr Liberator than anybody on any server ever.
I did enjoy PlanetSide 2, but it just didn't have quite the same flavour as the original. I think it all seemed a bit speedy for me and a bit faster than I was used to. Or maybe that just could be me since not playing PC games for such a long time.
You're getting all muffly again, mate.
I am? Okay, is that better?
That's a lot better. That's a lot better. Yeah, but PlanetSide 2 is horribly flawed in so many ways, but there's still nothing quite like it, I would describe it as. Jelly L's waiting for Camelot Unchained. Yeah, mate, Camelot Unchained, I've seen footage of it. It does look a little bit early doors yet. But DAOC, the old one from years ago, was such a good game. It's going to be worth checking out, isn't it? Andy, I'm just checking in with you. Would you like to join in with a chitter chatter? I know we're just babbling on. Well done for equalising, by the way, Andy.
Thanks. Sorry, I'm just a touch on the busy side.
Sorry. I'm being inclusive, and now you don't want to know. I've brought this on myself.
He's in the zone, mate. He's in the zone.
It's required. Steepzoid says, does anybody remember 7DAP? 7DAP? No, I don't remember that one, mate. What was that? Muir asks, Andy, odds of winning this game?
I'm playing for the win, which was important.
Diog says he thinks Andy's in the middle of some sort of game. Yes. yes. I mean, we can talk about the Blood Bowl if you like. We were earlier. Would you like to talk about the Blood Bowl?
No.
I'm making the most of special guest star Hobley.
What do I think to winning this game? He's got no reroll, and I think that will be interesting. The perfect defense has massively helped, as he's got to open his turn with a 1 dice block. I think the problem is that we're against the blodger, and trying to get the ball off a blodger is going to be bloody hard work. But I don't know. People are talking about Command and Conquer generals. Locken, can you if you've got any links to that, do you want to just bang us a link over in a PM or something? Because that'd be great. I really like Command and Conquer Generals. I guess there are 3 games that I've played, not Blood Bowl, that are very, very good. Command and Conquer Generals, World of Warcraft, and Necron. And I reckon I put quite a few thousand hours into all 3.
For Durgan asks, any good RPGs like Baldur's Gate? The nearest to Baldur's Gate for Durgan is probably the Divinity games or the Dragon Age games. Whether they're as good as... That's subjective. But they were both pretty successful, and I've played them both, and they were both enjoyable. But Baldur's Gate, hell of an old game now, though. Like, that's... You're talking 20 years back. Pillars of Eternity, a couple of folks have said. Yeah, Divinity Original Sin is probably closest to Baldur's Gate. But, you know, Dragon Age and its variations thereof, there's like 4 or 5, was pretty good. People keep trying to remake Baldur's Gate, to smarten it up and relaunch it here and there. I don't know, I've never tried one of those. It was very good though, Baldur's Gate. I agree. I really enjoyed those. I did, you know, all the expansions and shit.
Does anyone remember Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines?
Yes,
that was an awesome game.
Bit buggy as fuck, in fact, but it was really good because you could be a vampire, and a proper vampire, not sort of, you know, Twiglet vampire.
Exactly. There's an entire community out there who basically fixed the bugs and put basically their own stuff into it. You've got all the different clans and, you know, different storylines. Because when that game was released, they had a lot of problems with the publisher going bust and whatnot, and it was bought over and then rushed out, which is why it was so buggy. But I'm very glad I played it.
Yes, I think I was watching something on YouTube about that not that long ago. Yeah, it was. Was good, that. Everybody agrees.
Oh, hey, I've just got an Xbox achievement for watching an hour of live Twitch TV.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh, thanks. That does wonders for my gamer score.
Well, if you wanted to... yeah, go for the iceberg. If you wanted to... wanted to watch one of these shows on the Xbox, how would you type if you wanted to say hello, for example? How does that work?
Well, I don't know. There is a little chat box, and I'm assuming I can just click into it. And a virtual keyboard pops up, then I use my thumbsticks to type on the letters.
Oh, right, okay.
I've got a little plug-in mini keyboard at the bottom of the controller that I can use, but not all software is compatible with the keyboard.
Got you.
Which is a pain in the ass, because I use it quite a lot when I'm playing Elite Dangerous.
So, yeah, I got Planescape Torment and give it a go, but it just didn't grab me. I think that the whole setting just didn't float me boat. But yeah, it's supposed to be really good. Faker says you can watch the stream on the telly and then use the phone for the chat. Yeah, that works as well.
Well, that's what I was trying to do earlier on, but I'm not sure how to get the chat up here, where I can actually, you know, type fuck off to people.
Just having a look at Andy's chances of getting the ball back here. This is starting to look promising. It depends whether it can stop the ghouls just running past.
So I've been watching this for an hour and I've just realised I've no idea whose team we've got. Andy, are you playing as the Greenskins?
Aye.
You are, good man. I like the Greenskins.
For the streamer, we're trying most of the races, but because it's like a 6-week season, We'll probably play 1 or 2 each of those 6 weeks. We've been through some, but not all. Killjoy, I've seen worse, mate. I wouldn't read too much into it. Some folks just aren't that chatty. I wouldn't worry about it, buddy. Maybe he doesn't make your Christmas card list, but I wouldn't lose any sleep over it at all.
He's not got a reroll, and he's making a go for it with the ball carrier.
What kind of craziness is that?
He's also gone the way I wanted him to go, because if he'd gone that way, down my right flank, that's not where my frenzy player is. Whereas this way, I'm going to get, unless he kills him, of course, there is that. There is 2 shots at trying to knock over the ball carrier.
So do I, Killjoy, but you know, not everybody's operates the same high standards. But again, I really wouldn't read anything to it. Catalama, oh no, Killjoy. We speak to Killjoy. Definitely a him. Definitely a him.
Put you in scoring range where you don't need to make a go for it. So surf the ball. We have a choice, Dave. We have a choice. I can surf the ball.
That's a bit of a lottery, though, buddy. A bit of a lottery. Where's it going to go if you do?
Yeah, that's the problem. If it goes badly, well, then it means I'm guaranteed to get rid of. He hasn't got the ball, so I guess one problem at a time. Let's get rid of the ball first. Let's get the ball on the floor.
Surf the ball. Surf the ball. Fuck it.
Oh, okay. Well, we just knock it over a lot.
All right. Well, look, as long as you knock him over, that'll do. All right. Well, this is fine as long as Farron cooperates and picks the ball up. That'll be fine. Oh, sorry, Catalan. My mistake. Misunderstood you, buddy. It's got to that stage in the show that we've been streaming for about 6 hours, and so frankly, my brain is completely fried. I'm going to make no sense whatsoever, like I usually do. So you're making a lot of contingency plans of what if I drop the ball here, I guess.
Yeah.
And then Farron, off you go. It'll be fine. Oh no! I'd pick it up.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A throw.
At this stage, I'd pick it up with Farron and score with Farron just to have it, if you can.
You can't get there.
Well, you'll have to hand it off to one of the other ones, then, I suppose. If you're going to throw it, you might as well throw it sooner rather than later, or do you want to be further down the pitch? Probably all right.
Well, we can't lose, but...
That's what I mean, probably all right. But again, you've never really been on top in this game. I mean, in the second half, it helped that you got a few KOs notched up.
Yeah.
Oh, all right, there you go. Right. So 3+ pickup, 3+ handoff, 2+ go for it. Win.
3+, 2+, 2+. No reroll. It's about 40% probably. Well, GG.
Well,
let's see if I
3+, 2+, isn't it?
I can score with the guy who picks the ball up. Fail pickup 1.
Arse. Academic then. Mew says, Zunk, what's his stats for this time? What, this team?
Shit.
Don't know.
Too many draws. I keep drawing games. I think this is the 4th draw. It's rubbish. Really bad.
Well, never mind. They're just here to be a bit of something a bit different from when you're not tramping everybody with Skaven, isn't it?
Yeah. Not very good.
Well, let's have a look at the stats now. Let's have a little look. Bunch of star player points there. 10, 4, 13.
Oh, Nori got level out over here. Just, yeah. Uh, 5-3-1. Oh yeah, not very good.
Well, 5-3-1's not catastrophic. It's just not premium, is it? It's if I did it, I'd be pleased.
There we go. Right. Yeah, 5-3-1. And this is the state of the Skaven team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh dear.